So today I wanted to talk about the difference between privacy and security because I see a lot of people having the mistake of thinking that security also means privacy, which is wrong. Um, Now, let's talk about what privacy and security is. So, privacy is basically nobody, let's say, watching you or basically overlooking at what you do on your device. So, for example, take Google, right? Now, Google is gonna track you, give you the recommended ads and stuff like that. But if you use, I don't know, let's say Google Play Protect, right? You're gonna use that and it's gonna protect you against some malware potentially. But you are also giving away your privacy because that Google thing has to scan the files that you have on your phone or device. So that basically means that if we have a phone like that, we have security. We're very secure. We got the antivirus, we got Google Play Protect, we use only Google services, we use Facebook, we use like the secure stuff. We're secure, but we're not private at all. Everybody knows like what you're doing, tracking and stuff like that. So that's why privacy is not that. It's basically not having all of those securities, let's call them, but having a replacement, an alternative that doesn't have to spy on you like that. For example, if you don't use any antivirus, or use the antivirus that your phone already has built in, because some phones have a built-in antivirus and it's better that the phone tracks you instead of two companies tracking you. They're gonna have that. So genuinely, that's mostly privacy, is not having anybody look over you like an antivirus. So now let's talk about security. Now, security is basically what I said a little bit before, is having an antivirus using only Google things, only Google services, Facebook, WhatsApp, whatever you want. So you're gonna have the security that they are good. You're not gonna have your data leaked. I mean, if you use Facebook, you might, but so you have this security, right? You have the antivirus running 24/7 on your device. It scans all your files. It watches you what you search on the web, what pages you enter, and basically protects you against malware. But if you need it to scan every file, see what browser you go in, and stuff like that, that means that the antivirus has to spy on you. And then you have to put all your trust into the company that doesn't sell your data. So these are some antiviruses, for example, Avast, Bitdefender, Norton, Micro, McAfee, whatever. And these ones are good. They're gonna keep you protected, but they're not that privacy respecting. And for example, Avast was found it sold user data. While yes, it kept them safe, they didn't get viruses, the data they had was stolen and basically sold, which is not good at all. So that's what brings us to the privacy part of things, which is having no antivirus and no things like that protecting you except yourself. So using like for a browser instead of using Chrome, you may use DuckDuckGo, Tor, which are not as safe maybe as like Google Chrome, for example, or some other browser like that, but it's gonna keep you more private. You are not going to use an antivirus, it's not going to have that extra security, but they're gonna have the privacy. So if you already know some security, you practice some good stuff, you should be really good with Windows Defender and stuff like this. So let's talk a little more. For example, on security, you might be using like Windows 10, right? You use Windows 10, you think that's really great, everybody uses Windows 10, blah blah blah. It's gonna be safe because the patches and vulnerabilities are found pretty quick. But that also means that you have some spyware in your system. You already have pre-built in spyware, and Windows is pretty transparent about it, so you know it. But because it keeps you a little more private, use it. Let's say use Linux for example. While your security is still good, you're gonna have a lot more privacy. Maybe you won't be as secure as against like some malware, which are pretty rare on Linux, but that's because the market share mostly and the best user gets it are mostly on there. But if you get the malware on Linux, there are more chances that you're actually gonna get the virus and not block it by an antivirus. So while Linux is gonna be more private, Windows might be more secure. So this is the difference between privacy and security. Security means that your files, your stuff like that, like your system is gonna be protected against malware, hackers, rats, whatever, which to an extent is good, but it also comes at the cost of spyware. When you go to privacy side of things, you're going to have a really private system, but you're gonna have less security than someone that is using antiviruses, stuff like that, very common apps, Google. While they're selling their privacy for security, you have less security but more privacy, which is good. Now it really comes down to what do you want. For example, if you're a beginner, you might want to go more on the security side. If you are someone that's more advanced, you might want to go for privacy. Because, just follow some simple rules. Don't download the shady link. Don't press the shady link that says that you earned 2 bitcoins from the Nigerian prince. And I think you'll be mostly safe. And use stuff Linux, and you are gonna be really good. So this is the difference between privacy and security. I hope you all understood